And a warm good evening. Welcome to Saturday Night Rugby League on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. You're with Curtis Woodward. Another fantasy PS4 game tonight. And tonight, a bit more fun. It's the Gold Coast Seagulls up against the South Queensland Crushers from the Gold Coast. And we'll have kick-off in a few moments' time. And as you can see on the screen there, two Queensland legends. Wally Lewis will lead the Seagulls, while Trevor Gilmeister will captain the Crushers. Just confirming Dale Shearer will play halfback tonight for the Seagulls alongside Wally Lewis. And they probably hold an advantage there. And if it comes to the crunch and a tight match at the back end of this one, they may be able to get these Seagulls across the line. While for the Crushers, a couple of young blokes looking to do great things in the game. Craig Teevan, the hooker, a star play for the Crushers. Shavosky at fullback. And Travis Norton, the number 6. They're the go-to guys for both teams. And we'll go through the 17s right now. First Saturday Night Footy on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. For the Gold Coast, Danny Peacock is the fullback. Gonzalez and Moore are the wingers. Vowles and Cook are the centres. Lewis and Shearer, as we mentioned, are the halves. The front row, Brent Todd, he starts in number 8. The hooker and the goal kicker will be Wayne Bartram. The other front rower is Woods, and the back row, Gill, Close and Horsnell. And the bench, Freestone, Wolans, Campion and Jason Hetherington. Another start here for Campion. I think this is his 5th game. He got around Kevin Campion. This is his 5th match, and a great player he was in his own right. While for the visitors, the Crushers, the fullback is Clint Shavosky, the wing is Hudson and Plowman, the centres are Matt Toshak and Chris McKenna. The halves, Norton and Pezzett, Hone, Teevan and Bella. That's a good front row. Gilmeister, Jones and Gaffey. Nigel Gaffey is the 13. The bench for the Crushers, Young, Retchless, Clinton O'Brien and Prothero. They're your teams for Saturday Night Footy. We're almost ready to get underway here on the Gold Coast. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at the 81st Minute, through the Facebook page, the 81st Minute Rugby League, the 81stminute.com, and our new podcast, Top of the Props. And we have a new episode up. We spoke to Pat Jarvis yesterday. That's available. The Top of the Props podcast. That's on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean.
Yeah.
So here we go, Saturday Night Footy. It's the Gold Coast Seagulls up against the Crushers here at the Seabus. The Crushers out in the field. Have a look at that strip. How good is that to see? The Seagulls join them out in the field. Had a few strips in this short period in the game, the Seagulls. We went with the predominantly white one tonight. So Saturday Night Footy on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. Pezzett will get us underway. The Crushers will do the defending in the first set of the game. And it's the King, Wally Lewis, who takes it, gets it away to Todd. Bartram. Way to Horsnell. Gill, the 11. Brought down inside his own 30. So very basic stuff to start this game. Away to Woods. He's brought down now. And Gonzalez, the winger. Brought down. So a good defensive set from the Crushers. The Seagulls didn't throw too much at them. And Wally Lewis, his first kick's a shocker off the side of the boot. It's barely gotten a halfway. So the King with a terrible kick to start. Jones will play it back now. So the first attacking chance of the game, it's with the Crushers. Away to Chris McKenna. He's downfield, down to the 10, gets away from one, but Gonzalez makes the tackle. He got away from Danny Peacock. And now a penalty against Gonzalez. Holding down too long. Back to McKenna. Only 5 metres away, the Crushers. Inside ball, away to Plowman. And he's going to play it now. The Seagulls under early pressure here. Jones. Can he get to the try line himself? He can. So that's way too easy for the South Queensland Crushers. And it was a poor kick from Wally Lewis, but it didn't help when Gonzalez gave away a penalty. Just like that, the Crushers are up 4-0. We've not even had 3 minutes of play. Another thing which will be interesting tonight for us calling the game, the Crushers, 3 front rowers. There's one of them, Bella, sorry. So 4 front rowers, balled as you like. They dead set all look like King Kong Bundy. So Hone, Bella, Steel Retchless, and Clint O'Brien. There's 4 of them with their head either bald or very close to. All around the 6 foot mark and all over 100 kilos. Cowboys back to centre field. The Crushers, sorry. Chavoski. More space here for the South Queensland team. And it's the last play now. Great set of 6 after points. Goes away to Pezzett. And kicks, and it's going to be taken in goal by Danny Peacock. Bartram. Away to Wally Lewis. Taking in the tackle of Jones, the try scorer. Plays the ball on halfway. 3 tackles gone. Gonzalez now down the sideline. Got away from big Brett Plowman. That's going to be an interesting battle. Plowman, big size differential, but Gonzalez used his speed that time. Last play for the Seagulls. Lewis goes high in the air. They're coming through quickly here, the Seagulls, but it's taken by Marty Bella, the front rower. And if you haven't checked out our other videos on the YouTube channel, there's plenty of other fantasy games for you to have a look at, including a great game last night in Townsville between the 2015 Cowboys and the 1996 Seagulls. Well, that's a penalty dead set. That's a penalty every day of the week. Norton crunching the tackle of Dale Shearer. So Shearer at half back, Vowles in the centres, and Peacock back at 1. It's the Seagulls' spine tonight, of course, with Wally Lewis, and they've lost the ball in the tackle. Peter Gill loses it 1-on-1 to McKenna. But a great start for the Crushers, and it continues with Nigel Gaffey rolling downfield. They're only 25 metres away. Saturday night footy from the Gold Coast. Pezzett hit hard by Peacock. Brought down now. Back to the left, shifting it. Back into the right from Marty Bella. Pezzett, quick hands away to Nigel Gaffey. Brought down, good defence that time from the Gold Coast. And they are testing the referees here. Holding down to the tackle. That's beautiful work by Peacock. Coming up from fullback. And they've passed the ball into the post. They're coming through and they've scored. Trevor Gilmeister scores the easiest try perhaps in the history of rugby league. Have a look at this. Into the post, if you don't mind. Bartram can't believe it. And Gilmeister cleans the ball. Well, we're going to have to find out if that's ever happened in the history of the game. 10-0 to the Crushers. That's unbelievable. Wayne Bartram passes the ball into the goalpost. And Trevor Gilmeister comes through and says, "Thank you very much." Plants the ball, and that's the easiest try he will ever score. Bella. Horrible start here for the Seagulls. Away to McKenna. Gets inside Gonzalez. And it's all the Crushers here. Jones, they go back to the blind side to Plowman, the big man. Teven, good defence. Lewis is there. Pezzett. Last play, 61 metres made in that set of 6. And the Crushers doing it nicely here at the moment. 2 very, very soft tries. Jones crashed over for the first one within 3 minutes. And as we just saw, Wayne Bartram at dummy half, he Passes from hooker, passes the ball into the goalpost. Gilmeister comes through and plants it. And the Crushers have two, but now Vowles is away. Adrian Vowles, he's only got big Brett Plowman chasing him. And Vowles gets the hit back for the Seagulls, the number 3. So just like that, try time for the Seagulls. And it came from nothing. Vowles opened them up. He had to beat Shabosky, which he done nicely. And Adrian Vowles gets the try. The Seagulls will have a chance to make it 12-6 here in a moment with a conversion attempt for Bartram. And just slides it in. So 12-6, the Crushers lead the Seagulls in Saturday Night Footy on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. Still can't get over that try, the Gilmeister one. Very funny stuff. Not for the Seagulls. We saw last night too, Matt Scott, if you haven't seen that game, at one point just didn't know where to run, so he just ran straight over the sideline. Todd, penalty now against Martin Bella. So just like that, Wally Lewis will kick the touch. Seagulls on halfway. Gill, Horsnell. Runs into Teven. Teven makes the tackle one-on-one. Bartram to Gill. In the middle of the field, gets the pass away to Woods. And he's brought down. So the Gold Coast, 3 tackles going this set. Bartram out of dummy half, finds some space. Down the field he goes. Shavosky makes the tackle, 5 metres away from the try line. Come back away to Gill. Beats one. He's brought down, he's only 2 metres from the try line now. Can the Seagulls go back to back? Lewis kicks for the in goal. Taken by Pezzett. He gets back into the field of play easily. And Wally Lewis is there to make the tackle. Bella. Gaffey. They've shifted the ball nicely so far, the Crushers. And that's a horrible kick from Pezzett. A bit similar to what Wally came up with to start the game. Bartram's there to clean up for the Seagulls. Dale Shearer in number 7 tonight. And both teams, they're doing their best to hold down in the ruck. Another short ball to Gill from Bartram. Full tackle's gone. Away to Gonzalez. He's found some space around Plowman. Gets away from Shabosky, and Gonzalez will score the try. And the Gold Coast do go back to back. It's 12-10 with a kick to come. 2 long-range efforts. And they've had plenty of luck down their left-hand side of the field. Shabosky one-on-one, couldn't make the tackle. And Plowman again finding himself chasing. And you'll know at the moment the numbers on the back of these Gold Coast players, because that's all he's seen so far. Bartram, tough kick. 5 metres in from touch. Moves in. It's hit the post and bounces back into the field of play. So no goal for Bartram. And the score remains 12-10. Freestone zone on. O'Brien is on for the Crushers. A couple of these boys were eligible for both teams. From memory, Dale Shearer and Cook for the Seagulls. They could have played in this Crushers team. Peacock as well. There's a whole bunch of them. There's probably 7 or 8. 12-10, the Crushers lead the Seagulls. Saturday Night Footy on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. Gonzalez taken nicely this time by Plowman. Wally Lewis. Very slow ruck speed tonight. It's a lot slower than some other games we've seen, most games we've seen so far in these AEI fantasy games that we've been playing. Just inside the Seagulls half, Teven downfield now. So the Crushers have a chance here. 3 tackles gone. Travis Norton's out of dummy half. 20 minutes played, they lead by 2. They go to the blind side, goes away to Gilmeister. He's already got 1 try. The Axe looking for a second. Norton with the kick into the in goal, taken by Peacock. Can he get back? He can. Danny Peacock's had a very good game to start. And Cook, who could have very easily played in the forwards tonight, picked in the centres. Bartram, a couple of Crushers offside there. Plowman's having nightmares on this side of the field. McKenna inside him, not doing much better. Caffey. Pezzett gets the pass away to Clinton O'Brien. Shavosky. He's probably through that gap there, the fullback, but he gave the pass. 3 tackles gone. Again, the Crushers moving it nicely. Across the paddock. Teven tries to split them again. Norton now into dummy half. Goes away to Pezzett. It's a poor kick down the throat of Danny Peacock. Gill. Cook. Adrian Vowles, he's already got 1 try, he's looking for a 2, he might get it here. Plowman's chasing again, it's another try for Adrian Vowles. Well, the Seagulls have hit the lead, and they are having a picnic on this side of the field. Shavosky misses another tackle, but it all came from the poor defence up front from McKenna and Plowman. And Adrian Vowles. 2 cracking tries for the utility back. And Bartram now, he missed his last one from about the same spot. And this one goes in. So, Bartram 2 from 3. Bartram gets a spell. Hetherington comes on. 24 minutes gone, 16-12 to the home team. Freestone. Another short ball, this time it's to Wally. More space, Adrian Vowles. Lewis. Opening up a little bit there. The king, an immortal in the game. In his twilight years at the Gold Coast. But having a great impact on this game. In fact, almost all the football for the Gold Coast has come through Wally Lewis. And to think as well, they've got Dale Shearer and Chris Close on the other side of the field. Close playing in the back row. There he is making a tackle there, the 12. Saturday Night Rugby League on the 81st Minute YouTube channel with Curtis Woodward. Mark Hone. That's the last play now. 65 metres made. And the game just starting to liven up a little bit. And the ruck speed's a lot better. The last 10 or so minutes as well. Cook. might have been a reshuffle in this Seagulls side. You can see the 3 and 4 both on the same side of the field now for the Gold Coast. With Bowes and Cook. Shabowski back to halfway. Plowman. The big wingers downfield. Runs straight over the top of Peacock. And the Crushers hit back. They're down by 4 points. Goes away to Shabowski. Brought down 5 metres away from the try line. And that's too easy. Chris McKenna gets the try for the Crushers. And just like that, they hit a blindside. Great work from Craig Teevan. The Seagulls rushed up and Peacock couldn't get there in time. Shabowski will have a chance to put the Crushers back in front. Shabowski conversion to the fullback. And that gives the Crushers the 2-point lead. Steele Retchless is on for the Crushers. Well, you look at the difference in the points so far. The Crushers 3 very, very easy tries. But they've had to get down on the Gold Coast line to take those opportunities, while the Gold Coast, 2 of their 3 tries have come from 40, 50 metres out. So make of that what you will. The Crushers have probably been the better team. It's a fair scoreline at this point. Pezzett. Gaffey, inside ball, away to Toshak. It's away from 2. Mark Hone. It's away from Horsnell. Last play now. Another good set of 6 after points for South Queensland. And Wally Lewis is back there to pick it up on the try line. Great work from the King. Vowles. Again, another run for the 3. Hetherington in the dummy half. They come across to the right-hand side to Gill. Freestone. He had Shearer in support with him. Didn't use him. Gill down the centre of the field. And Peter Gill's done. Torn calf muscle. That can't be nice. He'll be going for the game, and Kevin Campion comes on. I think we'll have to count it out, but this is our 4th week of fantasy games on the PS4, and I think this is Kevin Campion's 5th appearance. 98 Broncos, 2000 Broncos, 2002 Warriors, Adelaide Rams, and now tonight for the Gold Coast. It is. It's Kevin Campion. We've called him 5 times in 4 weeks. Last play, Toshak kicks. Taken by Peacock. And that's a great run from the fullback. He's back to the Crushers 40. Hetherington's the dummy half. They hit the left-hand side. And it looks like Cook is playing back row on the left now, alongside Bowes. Gonzalez away from another. Comes down to Shabowski. And the fullback makes the tackle. In the dummy half goes Hetherington. He's going to score. He scores the try. Jason Hetherington. A cheeky one from Hooker. Goes the blind side. He had some work to do. Beautiful work from the replacement hooker. It will now be Dale Shearer. The shot at goal. And he's hit the post as well, so none from 1 for Dale Shearer, and it was Bartram not long ago who hit the same upright. So 2-point game, a seesawing battle between the Gold Coast Seagulls and the South Queensland Crushers in the 81st minute. YouTube channel, Saturday Night Footy. And don't forget our socials at the 81st minute on Facebook, the 81st minute Rugby League, the81stminute.com. And check out our podcast, Top of the Props. It's available on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. That's top of the props. Cook. Etherington's the dummy half. Last play goes back to Wally Lewis. Didn't have too many options there. And now Shavosky. Have a look at this. Down to the 40 to the 30. Shavosky might score himself. He's almost there. He's only 12 metres away. What a run from Clinton. Shavosky. Teven out of dummy half now. So the Crushers have a chance to take the lead back. Long ball across the line. Away to Mark Hone. And the big man gets the try. And once again, the lead changes. And the Crushers have it back. 1-on-1. Woods couldn't hold him up. And it was the kick return from Clinton Shavosky. Teven took the scoot out of dummy half on the next play. And the Seagulls just couldn't get back. And the Crushers, just like that, 24 points to 20 here on the Gold Coast. It'll be Lewis again. O'Brien. A message through our Facebook channel from Bo in Brisbane. He says, how good is it to see the Crushers versus the Gulls? So he's enjoying it. Thanks for letting us know, mate. Hope you're enjoying it. 24-20 the Crushers lead. Almost half time here. Shearer now down the middle of the field. So there's still time here for the Gold Coast. 4 tackles gone. Lewis, great ball. And they spin it to the left-hand side. Gonzalez has got plenty of space. Comes to Shavosky. Can he get it down? I don't know. Well, he did all the hard work. He beat Shavosky. He's having a nightmare one-on-one. I think he's got that down. That's another try. Try time for Gonzalez. I think that's his second. And Dale Shearer in the 7 will have a chance to send the Gold Coast into the lead on half-time. And he's missed to the left, no goal. And 24 all. I think both teams will be happy with that. Plenty of interchanges happening. All the players getting a chance tonight, which is good to see. Lewis, Freestone. Just repeating, Peter Gill out of the game with a torn calf muscle. Oh no, the Seagulls have lost the ball. So the Crushers will get a couple of plays here. So they go for a field goal. Bang! Travis Norton, eat your heart out. Well, he wasn't going to wait. He was in perfect position. First play, very flat at the line, but Norton drills it. All about the 30th row. And the Crushers 25, with the Gold Coast 24. Surely no more points. Nothing else crazy can happen. Bartram's not going to pass it in the goalpost to set up a Crushers try. Gilmeister. Norton in a dummy half. They go to the left. Way to Hudson. Gets away from one. But that will be half time. And it was a slow start to the game. Both teams testing the referee, holding down in the ruck. But this has turned into a mighty game of rugby league. The Crushers 25, leading the Gold Coast Seagulls 24 in Saturday night footy through the 81st minute YouTube channel. We'll go through the stats from the first half. Time of possession, very similar. Completions, good from both sides. Both sides making a fair amount of tackles, and the missed tackles even. Line breaks, very similar too. Gonzalez and Vowles with doubles. Hetherington a try. Bartram's kicked 2 goals, and none from 2 for Dale Shearer. For the Crushers, Gilmeister, Jones, Hone and McKenna tries. And Shavosky has been perfect 4 from 4. And Travis Norton right on half-time, the number 6 for the Crushers with the field goal. So that's the half-time score, 25-24. And we'll go through the fantasy player ratings from the first half. Vowles, Gonzalez have had so much space on their side of the field. Quicker legs up against 2 big bodies in McKenna and Plowman. While for the Crushers, it's been more of a team effort, and they have worked better as a team. McKenna in attack has been good. Pezzett has worked hard. Shavosky, Hone, Teven, and even John Jones. Great first half of footy. It's the Crushers 25, leading the Seagulls 24. We'll be back shortly. Saturday night footy on the 81st minute YouTube channel. Keep an eye on the screen, and we'll be back in about 4 or 5 minutes' time. Welcome back to the second half in Saturday Night Rugby League on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. It is the Crushers 25 leading the Seagulls 24. As we said, it's been a great game of footy. It's turned into a great game of football, and it should be in the second half too. And we are underway. It'll be Wally Lewis to kick us off. Thanks for watching. If you are watching live or back later through the YouTube channel, it'll be Mark Cohn to bring it back to the Crushers. Runs over Woods and a penalty against Chris Close on the first play of the second half. Well, Choppy Close should know better than that. Horrible start for the Seagulls, exactly how they started the first half. Toshak, down by Horsnell. Norton, who kicked that field goal on half-time to give the Crushers a 1-point lead. Back to Toshak, he runs downfield now, away to Danny Peacock, but the fullback makes the tackle. Gilmeister. Almost another penalty. We might see a few sin bins here shortly. Norton with the bomb, they're coming through. Taken on the full by the Seagulls. And they'll bring it away from their own end. Lucky to survive there. Horsnell. Another penalty. Well, we touched on it in the first half. If you are just joining us, the first 20 minutes was the slowest game we've done so far. Both teams just lying all over the ruck. Clinton Moore. The game after that opened up and both teams played some footy and it turned into a great game. Freestone, he's played some big minutes since he's come on, so has this man Hetherington. So Bartram was the man that Hetherington replaced. And they've missed Bartram's goal kicking since he's gone off. Shearer's kicked 0-2. Shivoski. And we've got some news too on our game tomorrow at the SCG between the 75 Roosters and the 1990 Raiders. There is a time change there, so scheduled for 3 o'clock. That game will be streamed earlier in the day, but of course available immediately to watch whenever you want after that, so keep an eye on that. If you do want to watch it live, if you're a Rooster or Raiders fan, the game will be played earlier tomorrow, so keep an eye on our social media channels. The 81st Minute on Twitter, the 81st Minute Rugby League on Facebook, the81stminute.com. And we'll mention our podcast again, Top of the Props. It's available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio and Podbean. Top of the Props. And we spoke to Wally Lewis, has just kicked that dead from a long way out. It's our latest guest, Pat Jarvis, the Great Dragon, revealed that Wayne Bennett was invited to the Dragons at the end of 1986 and actually trained the team, had some sessions at the ground with Roy Masters watching on from the sidelines. So very interesting stuff. That's on Top of the Props, the podcast. Toshak brought down, good defence from the Gold Coast. That was Moore. And it's the last play now. Norton kicks. And Peacock, he's had a very good game. And just from 4 weeks of doing these AI versus AI simulation games, the fullbacks are the most important players on the field. It goes now away from Campion, or the pass went to Campion. Another slow play the ball. They're 12 metres from the line. Short ball away to Freestone. Almost loses the ball one-on-one. Somehow keeps it. 5 metres away. Flat ball away to the King. Wally Lewis is brought down. 2 metres away. Gold Coast go to the blind side to Vowles. He kicks back to the open. It's a booming kick. Taken by Toshak, and he's dragged to the ground now. And Gilmeister. Well, he's getting through his work from dummy half at the moment. Gilmeister. Norton got the pass from Prothero. Jones. Only 24 metres made in that set of 6. Peasant needs a good kick, but he's found Peacock on the full. And the Gold Coast are winning the field position battle at the moment. Hetherington. And the way Hetherington's playing, you probably think Bartram comes back on in the back row somewhere. There's a way to Lewis. 1-on-1 with Peasant, but the little number 7 does nicely. Drags him to the ground. Way to Wolins. He'll play it now. Hetherington looks up, goes to the open side. And it's Lewis, third off the ruck. Not much doing there for the Gold Coast. Last play. Dale Shearer, grubbers, but it's a nothing kick really. And it's taken by the Crushers. So 25-24, no score since half-time. And Saturday night footy. Another slow play the ball. So the referees tonight, for whatever reason, I mean, a lot of these would have been penalties in other games we've done, but not so tonight. Hudson. So I just mentioned Gilmeister's getting through his work from dummy half. He is playing dummy half. So Teven not out there. Gilmeister has gone in to hooker. We'll see how long that goes on for. Woods. 4 tackles played here on the Gold Coast. Freestone gets an offload away. Shearer. Bit of a holding pattern at the moment. Lewis, another deep kick. And you've got to think it's on purpose at the moment from the King. And a couple of interesting changes there. So Teven is on. He's replaced Gilmeister. Teven will go back to hooker. And as we guessed, Bartram is back on the field. And he's replaced Kevin Campion. So Hetherington will stay on at dummy half, which is a good call. Peasant down the middle of the field. Retchless. Well, I've got to say, and I know it's, simulation and AI versus AI, but the Gold Coast, of all the teams we've seen, have used their bench and their rotations better than anyone so far from what we've looked at tonight. The way they've used Hetherington and brought Bartram back and switched Cook from the centres into the forwards. Okay, back to the left-hand side. Peacock hasn't had much good footy inside the Crushers half. Lewis. That's a better kick. And it turns Jason Hudson around. 55 minutes gone. 25-24. There's a way to Shavosky down the field. Brought down 1-on-1. Literally with Peacock. Prothero. And again, slow play the ball. Jones. Just repeating, there will be a scheduled or a time change. A schedule change tomorrow. The 75 Roosters up against the 1990 Raiders at the SCG. And we'll let you know about that a little bit later through our social media channels. Freestone. He's had a big shift. I know we've already spoken about it, but been out there a long time. Forstnell. He's it back now. They go to their right-hand side. Chris Close. tackles done. Shearer. Away to Lewis. Ball across to Todd. And Brent Todd, the front rolls away. When he's brought down just outside the 20. Goes back to Lewis. He's going to bomb. The end of the corner here, but it's taken again by Hudson. Gets away from one. He's got some speed, the winger. He's up the halfway. I don't think anyone's going to get him. And just like that, the Crushers will extend their lead. Hudson runs 100 metres to score off a Wally Lewis bomb. And the chase, the kick chase for the Gold Coast here. They just weren't ready for the counter-attack. Shearer, wrong-footed, pushed away. And Hudson, the winger, hasn't had much to do tonight, but gets the try. And the Crushers have a chance to go 7 in front. How important will that Travis Norton field goal be? Shavosky hooks it around and it just slides in. There you go. 7-point lead for the Crushers. Hudson with the 100-metre effort. And the game's been broken open. First try of the second half. Brian. Prothero. Hudson gets away from Clinton Moore. Peacock releases very quickly. Teven. Down the blind side for Toshak. The Seagulls were thinking open side. And Toshak cleans up for another 20. Last play, 80 metres made. Norton kicks for the in goal, turns Peacock around. And the Crushers have been very, very good after points tonight. Their sets of 6 after crossing. They've rolled up the field, 70, 80 metre sets, and really tightened the screws on the Gold Coast, who have continually fought back in this game, and they'll have to do it again here. Hetherington back to Dale Shearer. Shavosky back over halfway again. We've seen that a lot tonight. A lot of restarts or starts to sets on the attack inside the opposition 50. Gaffey. They're building again here, the Crushers. 4 tackles done. Hudson. Good defence from Chris Close that time. Last play. Do they know it's the last? I don't think they do. Prothero's caught with the ball. And Young comes on for the first time for home. Kiwi prop. And Bartram's been taken back off. So Dale Shearer will have to have his kicking boots on if he gets another chance. He's 0 from 2. Lewis. One of his signature long balls. Shearer under pressure and brought down now. Todd. Last play. Back to Shearer. Lewis misses the tackle. O'Brien. Great defence from the Seagulls that time. Young, fresh legs on the field. And the big prop is brought down just outside the Gold Coast 20. Norton. 4 tackles done. Important play this one. They've missed a tackle. Down the sideline goes Hudson, but Peacock comes up. Last one now. Still one to go. The kick might be too deep from Toshak. It is. Well, they've let the Seagulls off the hook there. The Crushers could have, if not scored, forced a repeat set of 6, and instead the Gold Coast have a chance. Campion. 3 tackles done. Shearer. Lewis. The 6 and 7 combined, but 40-20 attempt from Peacock. Not played at. Horsnell's got it. So it's just not happening now for the Gold Coast. Shearer, he'll try again. Much more conservative kick this time. Peacock misses the tackle. Shavoski's away from 2. That's the game. Shavoski, he's away. Scores the try. The Gold Coast are off their legs. And Shavoski scores. It was a pretty safe kick from Shearer, but it deserved to be defended better than what it was. The Gold Coast, 2 one-on-one misses, 1 from Peacock. We'll try to pick up the other one. I think it was Kevin Campion. And that could be the game. Shavoski scores for the Crushers. He's had a great game, Shavoski, and a chance to kick another goal here. With the Gold Coast, the last 10 minutes, they've just looked tired, haven't they? Fullback converts, he's 6 from 6. That's the biggest lead of the game. The Gold Coast will now need at least 3 scoring plays. It's a 13-point game. And as we kept harping on too, Bartram's off the field, so he's the first choice kicker, and Shearer has missed his 2 attempts. Young, away to Bella. Time running out here for the Gold Coast and Saturday Night Rugby League on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. Norton. So getting out of trouble hasn't been an issue for the Gold Coast. It's what they're doing with it. The 2nd, 3rd, 4th tackle. They're not building anything at the moment. Shearer gets the pass away to Horsnell. Peacock. And the Crushers, they can taste the win here. They go away to the left. Vowles. Huge first half from Adrian Vowles. Very, very quiet the second. Wally Lewis. There's no doubt the Gold Coast 2 best players are Wally Lewis and Dale Shearer. And unfortunately for the Gold Coast, Lewis and Shearer, they're trying to create the plays. They're the ones doing all the passing and kicking. And once they do that, they're not a chance of doing anything themselves with the ball. Prothero, it's away from 1. Good defence that time from the Gold Coast. Covering on their right-hand side. Peacock. Horsnell. Had a gutsy night, Horsnell. He's done the 1% plays that his team's needed. Here he is again. 4 tackles gone, and you can see here again the Gold Coast just struggling for some creativity. Offload there from Woods to Campion. Back to Lewis, another kick downfield. Shavoski takes it. It's like clockwork at the moment for the Crushers. It's been a really, really good game of footy. Teban brought down by Shearer. But the ruck speed, as we said, been pretty slow. Gaffey, Teban, Young. Pezzett, Grubbers in behind the Gold Coast. So if the Gold Coast is going to win, which will be a miracle from here, they need to score in the next couple of plays, you would think. Hetherington. Woods. And it's Hetherington down the middle again. He's been fantastic since he's come on for Bartram. Horsnell Wally Lewis kicks again. Young. There's a weighted Prothero, so time ticking away. The Crushers, they should get up from here. Thanks to I Love My Sports 2000. Still wretchless, FTW. I'm sure you know what that means, everyone. Thanks for watching, mate. As we touched on it, we were worried that the Crushers had 4 King Kong Bundys out there in Bella, Hone, Wretchless and O'Brien, but it's a lot easier to call a game right behind the players when you've got the name that immediately pops up. Thank God. Close. Can the Gold Coast get one really late here? Horsnell. Half a metre away. One more play here for the Seagulls. They go to the blind side, away to Dale Shearer. He goes himself and he's brought down, and that's it. As Bartram does come back on late. Jones is on for Prothero for South Queensland. And as we mentioned, there's plenty of other games to check out on our YouTube channel. We've been doing this for 4 weeks now, so heaps of interesting teams and clashes. And we will bring you the 75 Roosters against the 1990 Raiders tomorrow. It was scheduled for 3 p.m, but we'll be doing it a little bit earlier in the day. And of course, it will be available to watch back whenever you please. Wretchless is on to finish the game. So is O'Brien. Pezzett goes himself a little 7. Brought down by Bartram. Another slow play of the ball. Shearer's the last one up. Goes away to Travis Norton. And he beat Horsnell. And he also beat Shearer. And Chris Close has got to finish the tackle. Pezzett. We'd almost put the bank on the Crushers getting one more here. Norton. Last one, 5th tackle, a metre away. Toshak's going to grub up. Volley in goal, and it's taken by Bartram. He's trapped. So putting the bank on it might be a big call. They should have scored. This might be it. Lewis with a big dropout. Taken by Norton. Will fight in the tackle. That's it. That's full time. And a great victory for the South Queensland Crushers. They've beaten the Gold Coast Seagulls on the Gold Coast. 37 points to 24. It was 25-24 at half time. And a good game of football. Entertaining game of football. Shavosky, man of the match for the Crushers. Fantastic out the back. And we'll go through the try scorers. Gilmeister, Jones, Hudson, Hone, McKenna, Shavosky. Shavosky 6 from 6. Travis Norton with the field goal right on the buzzer at half time. While for the Gold Coast, all their points came in the first half. Gonzalez 2, Vowles 2, Hetherington got 1, and Bartram 2 goals. Dale Shearer missed with 2 attempts himself. As we said, half-time 25-24, and the Crushers just a little bit too good tonight for the Seagulls. It was a much more well-rounded performance from the Crushers, particularly through the back end of the first half and into the second. And that will probably come up here on the fantasy points. You can see it there. All the players of the Crushers. How many's there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players over 100. Shavosky, Pezzett, Norton, Teven, McKenna, Hudson and Toshak and Mark Hone. Not a bad player for the Crushers tonight. While for the Seagulls, Danny Peacock done so much work at the back. He was great. Vowles, all his fun came in the first half. Very quiet the second. The same with Gonzalez. Wally Lewis toiled throughout the game. Plenty of touches for him, but just couldn't get the Seagulls across the line tonight. Thank you for watching. Keep an eye out for more footy on the 81st Minute YouTube channel. I've been Curtis Woodward. We'll speak to you soon.